Assalamu alaikum everyone. How y'all doing today? This video is focusing on the speech that Netanyahu gave yesterday to the people of Lebanon about fighting, resisting. They have to resist Hezbollah. You know, Netanyahu was threatening Lebanon with another Gaza if they don't bring down their oppressors or something like that. Owen Jones did a really good video analyzing this, and the link is in the description, of course. So anyway, the reporter, there was a reporter who was speaking with Matthew Miller about that, the U.S. spokesperson, Matthew Miller. And he was telling him, isn't that a threat of terror against the people of Lebanon? And Miller was saying, no, of course not. Or if something happens, or we're not going to let that happen, or we're not going to let that become another Gaza. You know, the whole, the genocide going on over there, still going on. I mean, the thing is, though, let's look back at the speech first. I want to do my own little analysis of what Netanyahu was saying. Netanyahu, he's going by the old playbook that Israel has been doing for decades, and that is to cause sectarian violence. And this sectarian violence, he puts the Shia and Sunni against each other, Christians. I mean, even back in the 80s, for example, Ariel Sharon, before he became prime minister, he was responsible for coordinating with a Christian fascist group in Lebanon to kill a bunch of Muslims, mostly Shia. And even before that, of course, Lebanon was being bombed in the early 80s by Israel. Of course, there was no Hezbollah back then. They came out after. They formed after to fight Israel, to defend against Israel. And funny enough, most of the attacks happening between them on the border are 4 out of 5 attacks are Israel, despite how Netanyahu's acting like Israel's the victim always. So, surprise. Israel was always the victim because they put themselves in a position to look like they are the victim, or they used to be good at doing that. They used to say, oh, look what right now they say, look what Hezbollah's doing. It's attacking our citizens in the north. The citizens, they live in settlements on land bordering Lebanon. All these settlements, are they legal? Are those legal settlements? No, not really. Just like the settlements in the West Bank are not legal either. But that's okay. That's okay. Israel slowly encroaching upon the land of Lebanon. And of course, you have its own citizens in the north. They saying that they want to settle across the river into Lebanese territory. They want, because they want to expand on the mission of achieving greater Israel. So this is very much the truth, of course, even though greater Israel is a lie. It's a myth propagated by Theodore Herzl and others, the pro-Zionist, mostly non-religious Jews. So, that's what's happening here right now. That this like Netanyahu wants to. Even Ronald Reagan, the president in the 1980s, even he was saying that what Israel was doing in Lebanon at the time was a Holocaust. He called it a Holocaust. And which is why he decided not to give them weapons, and they were like, okay, we'll stop. Yeah, Israel stops when they have no weapons, when they have no toys to play with. Yeah, it seriously, you could very much compare Israel to a very spoiled child, and except instead of the child that's you know that's like choking out kittens so they die, which is horrifying. But if those kittens could represent the people of Palestine and Lebanon and everywhere else, then yeah, this is that is Israel in a nutshell. So back to the reporter asking that question of Matthew Miller, and him saying, we don't want this to become another Gaza. Yes, you don't want this to become another Gaza. So when the genocide was happening in Gaza, though, at the time, even until now, you keep defending what Israel is doing. You keep saying, oh, Israel's, they're following the rules of engagement. They're not starving the people. Okay, there are accounts of starvation. Okay, there are deadly diseases, viruses that should not be happening because medicine's not going in. But no, it's not Israel's fault. It's all Hamas. It's all Hamas. It's all them. They're taking everything from the people of Gaza. Really? That's some kind of sick justification that they have. And yet the civil authority of the government of Gaza, they've been part of Hamas, and they were dealt with before. Like, they were always dealt with. Even the U.S. government was involved in dealing with them. So if the civil authority, they're the bad guys too, they're the terrorists too. Everyone that opposes Israel is a terrorist, even innocent civilians, especially, and I will push this point until I'm blue in the face, especially because they're Arab. Arabs hold no significance to the American government. They don't care if they're Arab. They don't care. To them, they are expendable. They are expendable. They are a sacrifice that should be made. It's like a blood sacrifice. The blood of the Arab people, of the Palestinians, of the Lebanese too, would fill the land, and from this land, the Israelis would grow. Yeah, they grow from the blood of others. That's how Israel is, and Israel will continue to get, if they can, get sectarian violence to happen, to get people that from the same country, the people of Lebanon, to fight each other. That's what they're hoping for, like in the 1980s. They're hoping this would happen so that Israel could just come in and clean up the mess, and oh, look, there's no one here, so we're going to settle our settlers in the north. They were in the north of Israel. Now we'll let even more settlers come into Lebanon, into South Lebanon. And oh, look, it's South Lebanon. We're just taking South Lebanon, for security, of course. Always for security. But let's be real. Once those settlements are built, they're not going anywhere. Especially when the U.S. finds it very strategic, like from a security perspective, that they are there. Because the U.S., groups like Hezbollah, any proxy groups of Iran, the U.S. doesn't want any of that there, because they think, supposedly, it's not about the region being safer, by the way. It's about the region being, being conquered from a imperialistic perspective. Like they're it's imperialism, basically. So Israel puts its flag there. The U.S. backs it up with threat of war against other countries. And yes, World War III could very much break out because of this. And all because we're the good guys. The rest of you are the bad guys. This mentality is, it's not working anymore. The people of Lebanon, the people of Gaza, people all over the world, they know what's actually happening. And that is that the true enemy is Israeli government, the Zionist movement, the US government, of course. I can't speak for all the civilians of Israel because most of them, the Israeli Jews, that is, nearly all of them have been brainwashed into believing that Palestinians are animals that want to kill them no matter what, and that they are raised to want to kill us no matter what. Even though in the previous video I showed that Israel is parents are actively brainwashing their little kids with stories of books, children's books, into believing that, you know, the land of Palestine, the land of Lebanon, is land that should belong to Israel, and anyone that lives there and is not Israeli, they're not Jewish, they should leave. They should leave because this is our land, because we're the chosen people. So a lie, of course. Perhaps you used to be the chosen people, but you have forsaken God in the past. That's what you did. And that is why there are many Orthodox Jews today saying that your punishment is to never have a land to call your own. That for there to be an actual Israel would mean, you know, the day of reckoning, the day of judgment would be close, of course. So, or something like that. I don't know exactly. But uh, anyway, Israel will never win. They're never going to win. The US is never going to win. Everyone knows what's actually going on now. Social media has made it so much easier to track what's going on. And we know, or at least I know, that the US supports Israel in everything it does because it's also in US interest. So you could lie to the public all you want, Matthew Miller and Karen Jean-Pierre and John Kirby and everyone else and Biden. You could lie all you want. Oh, that Netanyahu, what's he doing? Anthony Blinken. No, I tried to reason with him, but you're happy all of this is happening. Yeah. Anyway, I have nothing else to add. Inshallah, you all have a good day, and I'll see you all soon.